Rise out of your ashes like a phoenix. The next question you want to ask me is, what is a phoenix? Now, many times in life, we cannot rise until we fall. And to rise in this instance speaks to getting back stronger from a position of despair, failure, and contrite disappointment. However, failure is a part of life's journey. While the definition of failure differs from one person to the other, there's no denying the fact that through life's journey, you'd have to, endure a setback at some point or the other. And in this post today, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the phoenix, the bird called the phoenix. My name is Akin Bogun, and you're welcome to the blog. Welcome back. Please be kind to subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Duke of Small Talks, and like this video. Right, so let's get into it. Is there any such bird like the phoenix? To be honest, there's no such thing. The phoenix is a giant, ancient, mythical bird from the Greek folklore. And this bird itself was said to have lived for 500 years and then built its own funeral pyre, from where it eventually was consumed by, the fire and the flame into ashes. And moments later or thereafter, it rose out of the ashes in a gigantic bird and came out in all its glory. Now, what this is saying is symbolic in that the phoenix represents a rebirth from ashes to life, a rebirth from failure into success. The story of the phoenix inspiring a lot of people in the world. And that exactly is where the focus is in this post, in this conversation that we're having today. So the world economy and that of great nations go through a cycle of boom and gloom. We win elections, we lose them. We suffer financial losses. We fall in love, we get heartbroken. We lose our jobs, we get into a debilitating ailment. We fail at business. Failure comes in different ways. But you must realize that life's journey has speed bumps. That's what failure is. It is not the point where you get to sit back and cry in self-pity. Now, just like the phoenix, in spite of getting completely roasted and burnt out into ashes, it rose out by itself in all its glory and majesty and became alive again. When we fail, it is not because we are meant to sit down on our asses, if I could use that word. It is so that we can get out and do more and learn from our lessons. That is the lesson we should learn from the phoenix. Because life itself is a journey, a mystery that we can understand. One of the first things we must learn as humans or young people who are trying to become better versions of themselves, failure must not be seen as the end. It is actually the beginning. If you have heard that poverty is a beautiful background, you can't go any lower, but you can only go up. That's how failure is. When you're failed, it comes with a lot of emotions. You feel embarrassed. You feel completely dejected, disappointed. You feel everybody's against you. Sometimes you could even attribute failure to all kinds of stuff, maybe from the village, whatever it is you think. But the truth is, to move ahead, if you've had everything smooth, you should be wary, because when failure comes, it's going to shock you. But it doesn't mean that if you haven't failed while you're going through the journey of life, it doesn't mean that your process or the journey is invalidated. No, it doesn't mean that. But the truth is, failure could end everything if your mindset in your head says that that's the end. You need to go beyond the emotions that you feel. Speak to somebody, share that burden about how you failed, and think through the journey. After you're done, it's okay, it's fine to cry, it's fine to feel dejected, it's fine to stay in the house and hit yourself and be really upset about anything. But guess what? When you're done crying, sit down and look through that journey up until the point where you're failed. What did you do wrong? What could be changed? What could be corrected? Plan ahead. Don't do it the same way that you did it the first time. You must do it differently this time. Because if you do it the same way, you'll probably get the same result. And so interestingly, you must rise out of that ashes. You can't stay there. It's not a place for people who are aspiring to be leaders. Never stay in your mess. Rise out of it. It is a big, beautiful background, like poverty. You can only go up, but you can never go any further down. But when you stay in it, you can't go up again. So I charge you today that you should look upwards. When you fail, draw the lessons from it. It is a teacher. It's a teacher like life to get you to the point where you want to be. The challenges that you meet as you grow in life is what gets you to the point where you want to be. I mean, the challenges is what makes you say you've experienced it. It's the experience that you share with other people. It's the experience that I shared. I failed at business. I failed when I tried to do the farming business. I failed when I tried to do my angel business. I failed several times. In fact, I'm proud to fail. Because, you know, it's an experience I can share. And if you haven't failed, it's about time you start learning to fail. Start learning to understand that failure is part of life. It is not the end. If you fail at your exams, write it again. If you fail again, write it again. But do it in a different way. Don't sit down there and mope. It is not the time for that. It's the time for you to be champions. And, you know, the best of people, there are a lot of people in the world. Abraham Lincoln, he failed several times, but they still rose out of it. They got beyond it. And the interesting thing about it is, by the time the success comes, you don't even remember how many times you failed. And today, I charge you to go forth into the world, revisit the things that you failed at, and do them again in a different way. Thank you.